Cool, awesome. All right, so again, my name is Alicia Hatcher. I'm an assistant professor of African American rhetorics and literacies at Syracuse University. My presentation is titled Black Athlete Activism in Contemporary Pop Culture, Tactical Resistance, Meaning Making, and Public Spaces and Places. All right, so really quickly, my table of contents. And first, I'm just going to situate resistance as performative symbolic resistance. I'm going to define and connect the terms bricolage and tactical technical communication. And then I'll connect these key terms to a specific act of performative symbolic resistance. I'll discuss bricolage as a tactical tool for constructing or reconstructing meanings of public spaces and places. And then I'll discuss one specific constraint and affordance. All right, so performative symbolic resistance is a term that I created. It is both a descriptive term and an analytical framework I created in previous work. It was born out of a rhetorical need for language that wholly captured what Black professional athletes were doing when they used athletic venues to engage in social protest. The term performative pertains to the dramaturgical performance-based nature of the act because it necessitates a public. The term symbolic pertains to both the use of the physical body and the specific venue as protest symbols. And the term resistance pertains to the act's purpose, which is to engage in a demonstrative act for the purpose of drawing attention to the plight of a specific group of people. As an analytical framework, it also includes the PSR puzzle, which can be used as a data collection tool. Defining and connecting key terms, bricolage and tactical technical communication. So in his 2006 article titled Cars, Culture, and Tactical Technical Communication, Kimbell complicates our understanding of technical communication by asserting that technical communication not only takes place within organizations, it also takes place outside of organizations in everyday life. Kimbell refers to these technical communications as tactical technical communications based on Certeau's differentiation between strategies and tactics. According to Certeau, tactics are tools used by individuals, whereas strategies are tools used by organizations in their quest to control individuals. Kimbell also draws from Certeau's use of the term bricolage, which refers to the practice of putting things together that were not strategically intended to go together. He connects the ideas of bricolage to the discourse that builds up around bricolage, stating that we need to, quote, understand this new mode of discourse, end quote, in which people engage in a radical sharing of knowledge through acts of tactical technical communication. So for example, nowadays we can go to find a YouTube video that shows us how to do a thing. And the YouTube video is created by a lay person and not necessarily someone who's a professional at a specific task. Situating Osaka's mask wearing as PSR and tactical technical communication. So as I previously stated, PSR is a specific nonverbal motion or act as a languaging strategy to symbolize protest against a socially constructed system of oppression. And tactical technical communication is conducted by lay people, and occurs outside of organizations. So when Kimbell discusses tactical technical communication, he focuses primarily on task-driven communications, like how to fix a washing machine or how to modify a car. However, I contend that this term can also be used to explore acts of PSR. For example, when Osaka wore the 7 face masks with the names of victims of police brutality, she intentionally used her physical body as a device or as a technology to convey information regarding her sentiment and personal stance on the issue of police brutality against Black people. Because this is not information designed by an organizational body or to be disseminated within an organization, and also because it is an example of how a protest act can be performed, then I contend that her act of PSR can be considered as an example of tactical technical communication. So bricolage as a tactical tool for constructing or reconstructing meanings of public spaces and places. As I previously stated, de Certeau refers to bricolage as the practice of putting things together that were not strategically intended to be together. This is applicable within the context of Osaka's protest. She engaged PSR, doing so in an athletic venue, putting two things together that were not strategically intended to go together. These athletic venues were designed for athletes to use their skills and prowess for audience entertainment. But Osaka uses the physical locale, the tennis stadium, the tennis court, and the virtual spaces such as the internet or wherever her matches were broadcasted to engage in her own individual protest against systemic violence against Black people. And in doing so, she uses her time within that space as a kairotic moment to change the meaning of that space. Her actions make new meaning for the space, both temporary and ongoing, connecting it to a social justice protest in the public memory. So one potential constraint to thinking about bodies and spaces in this way is that describing the body as a technology or as a tool can be problematic. This is especially true when we consider the history of Black people in this country, a history in which enslaved people were used as tools. Even so, I see this specific constraint not just as a constraint, but also as a potential path towards at least one particular affordance. I believe thinking about the body in this way also provides us with an opportunity to consider questions of agency. Who has agency over a particular body and who gets to make the choices regarding how that body gets used? Thinking about bodies from an agency perspective allows us to consider how a body can be used as a technology for the purposes of resistance and meaning making, as in the case with Osaka's PSR acts, without negating the existence of the person within. Thank you.